Hi, John. Hey, this is Mrs. Droker. I just wanted to do a little read aloud for you here. Today I'm going to read Henry and the Buccaneer Bunnies by Carolyn Crimey. Cruising the seven seas on a rickety old ship called the Salty Carrot sailed a wild, rowdy band of Buccaneer Bunnies. They were bad, bad bunnies, all right. When pirates on the other ships saw their long floppy ears and their fluffy white tails, they shook with fear. The captain of the Salty Carrot was Barnacle Blackear, the baddest bunny brute of all time. Blackear was proud of his wooden paw, his gold earrings, and his mean reputation. What Blackear was not proud of was his son, Henry. Instead of performing his proper pirating duties, Henry was more interested in reading the books the buccaneers stole from the other ships. "Shout, shiver me timbers!" Blackear ordered. "I'd rather finish this chapter," said Henry. "Make this prisoner walk the plank." "Can't I just read about it?" asked Henry. "Find yourself a parrot for your shoulder." "First I need to read up on parrot care," said Henry. "Buccaneer bunnies don't need books," said Blackear. "Toss them overboard," he yelled to the other bunnies. "No, wait," cried Henry. "Let me just finish them first." "Avast!" cried Blackear. "Swab the decks till you come to your senses." And so Henry swabbed the decks day after day while reading some of his favorite books, like Rabbitson Crusoe and the 30 Days to Longer Ears. "Bet you can't learn how to do this from a book," Jean Lahaire said while sharpening his hook. Henry sighed and turned the page. "You'll never find booty like this in a book," Calico Jack Rabbit told him, holding up his stolen loot. Henry shrugged and turned the page. "Can't do this with a book in your paw," Bartholomew Bunny said while sanding his peg leg. Henry just turned another page. As much as he loved his books, Henry was a lonely Buccaneer Bunny if ever there was one. Then, one morning, he looked up at the red sky and wriggled his little pink nose. He heard the parrots squawk and saw fish jumping out of the water. "If my books on meteorology are correct, those signs mean a big storm is heading this way," he thought. Uh-oh. Henry tried telling Jean Lahaire about the upcoming storm. "Excuse me, but I believe a storm is coming," Henry said. But John was too busy polishing his pieces of 8. "Go back to your books, Henry." He tried telling Calico Jack Rabbit. "I'm pretty sure a storm is on its way," Henry said. But Calico Jack was just too busy admiring his tattoo of a cabbage. "Don't bother me now, Henry." Finally, Henry cried, "Batten down the hatches! A huge storm is coming!" "What do you know about storms?" Blackear demanded. "Get back to swabbing the deck before I make shark bait out of those books of yours." Henry did what he was told, but he kept his little pink eyes on the skies, and when he saw the rats beginning to abandon ship, he started packing up his books in empty treasure chests. The storm started small. A few low grumbles of thunder, a spike of lightning. Then suddenly a crashing, bashing, thrashing wildcat of a hurricane broke loose. It shook the ship. "Suffering sea dogs!" It mangled the masts. "Great blimey bilges!" It slashed the sails, damaged the deck, and ripped up the rickety old Salty Carrot. All that was left floating on the choppy waters were a bunch of soggy bunnies, and Henry's treasured chests filled with books. Henry doesn't look too worried there, does he? Maybe he knows something? When the storm finally calmed down, Black-Ear, Henry, and the rest of the Buccaneers paddled to the nearest island. "We're ruined!" wailed Black-Ear. "No ship, no pieces of eight, no gems!" He sat in the sand and blubbered like a lily-livered landlubber. But Henry just got to work. The first thing he did was build a 2-story hut out of palm fronds and coconuts. "How did you learn to do that?" asked Black-Ear. "I read it in 101 Things to Do with Palm Fronds and Coconuts," replied Henry. "That's a fancy house." Wow. Next, he built a fire and cooked up a tasty seaweed stew. "Blimey," said the hungry bunnies. "Where did you learn that?" "I found it in a recipe in Quick and Easy Meals for Marooned Pirates," said Henry. Then he made them all fetching garments from the bits and pieces that he had salvaged from the shipwreck. "We look like gentle bunnies, we do. What swank swashbucklers we are. And it's all from them land-lubbing books," said Black-Ear, shaking his head. How'd he get his ears to stand up like that? Henry taught Black-Ear and the Buccaneer Bunnies all kinds of useful things, like how to plant carrots, make the best sand castles, and build boats out of palm fronds. Soon, they built a whole new ship, which they sailed to the library at the nearby Easter Islands every summer. Here, the bunnies spent many happy hours slurping seaweed stew and reading books. "Aye, Buccaneer Bunnies will always need books," said Black-Ear. Henry just smiled and turned the page.